Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are taking a sledgehammer, basically, to marketing cliches.
Oh, yeah, the stuff you see everywhere.
Exactly. We want to move past all that generic, kind of abstract language that, floods our inboxes and billboards. Instead, we're going to hack the fundamentals of writing copy that actually works. That moves the needle.
And we're using a really interesting playbook for this. It's from Harry Dry, the guy behind Marketing Example.
Right, who grew his email list from, 0 to 150,000 subscribers in just 3 years.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And he did it mostly by just rejecting all the usual marketing fluff. It's a fascinating deep dive, really, because his growth wasn't fueled by a huge ad budget or big team. It was clarity, just absolute clarity. His methods get right to the heart of why so much modern communication sounds, the same, and why it just fails to connect.
He kicks things off with a great little story, actually. Frog and Toad. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, vaguely.
Well, Toad is sitting there stuck, can't write a story. He gets so frustrated he starts, banging his head against the wall.
Trying to shake an idea loose.
Pretty much. And the insight there for anyone who writes is this. If you think writing is hard, it's often because you're trying to make it perfect right away.
Trying to do it well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The first, most critical goal, just avoid abstraction. Don't be vague.
And we swim in that abstraction every day. Harry Dry apparently collected examples just from, one trip on the London Tube.
And they're bad.
Oh, they're breathtakingly meaningless. You see stuff like live life to the max. Or ads telling people to destination nuclear, be a force for good. I mean, what does that even mean, practically?
I see it all the time in the corporate world. He mentioned one, Durham University, promising programs that will equip you with the essential skills to excel.
Right. Sounds important.
Sounds important, but I've probably even used language like that.
Right.
But you stop and think, what are essential skills? What does excel actually look like?
That's just noise. And the core problem he identifies, it's kind of twofold. Abstraction, obviously, and imitation. Companies often don't have anything really specific or unique to say.
Or they're not good at saying it clearly.
Exactly. So they just fall back on these comfortable, pre-made phrases, cliches.
So our mission today is basically internalize his rules for spotting that problem.
Right, diagnosing it.
And then learn the techniques for actually having something compelling to say and, saying it well.
Sounds like a plan. Let's tackle this curse of abstraction first, because, this isn't new, is it?
Not at all. George Orwell said this coming way back in 1946.
Wow, that far back.
Yeah. He basically said modern writing isn't about picking words for meaning. It's more like gumming together long strips of words which have already been set in order by somebody else.
Gumming them together. That's good. It's easy, though, isn't it? That's the attraction.
It's the safe default. It's the intellectual safety net, as you said, if you're not going to do the hard work of thinking uniquely.
You just repeat the generic stuff, yeah. But Harry Dry gives us these 3 really great checks, like little diagnostic tests. Things you can apply to your own copy, like right now, to spot this kind of bad writing before it goes out.
I like that. Practical tools. What's the first one?
Okay, first is the curly quote test. Super simple.
Curly quote test. Got it.
You take your main marketing phrase, the one you're thinking of using, stick curly quotes around it, and just Google it. If you get back hundreds of exact matches, that phrase is done. It's lost all meaning.
Okay, so if I'm, say, Freedom Pay, a payment processor, and I want to say, we'll take your payments to the next level.
Yep, put quotes around that.
Search it, see 800 other companies saying the exact same thing.
Bingo. Dead phrase. Those words are dead on arrival. Just sonic wallpaper, like you said.
Right, you just tune it out. Okay, test number 2.
Test number 2 is probably the most fun. It's the Troy McClure test.
From The Simpsons. The phony American accent test.
That's the one. You read your ad copy aloud, but you channel that, over-the-top, slightly sleazy parody voice. If the copy works perfectly as a cliche, if it sounds like a bad cartoon commercial, it's almost definitely bad copy.
Right, so if you read SEMrush promises to beat your competitors in less time, in that voice.
It lands perfectly. It's so clearly generic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it forces you to look at the sincerity, right?
Yeah.
If you try that voice with, say, the Ordinary's copy.
The skincare brand.
Yeah, their stuff is super fact-based, very technical about ingredients. If you read that in the Troy McClure voice.
It just wouldn't work. It falls flat because it's actually sincere. It's stating facts, not promising some vague success.
Okay, that's a clever one. What's the third check?
The third one, I think this is maybe the most powerful differentiator. Dry calls it the competitor sign-off test, or the Jim Dury rule.
Competitor sign-off test.
The rule is never write an ad that your competitor could happily sign off on.
So back to the Durham University example.
Exactly.
If I take their line, essential skills to excel, and I could just swap Durham for Plymouth or Kiel.
And it still makes the same amount of, well, nonsense.
And the copy's failed.
Yeah.
It's generic.
Right. It means you haven't found anything unique about what you offer. Now, contrast that with Kiel University's actual claim from a few years back.
What do they say?
They said they were #1 in England for overall student satisfaction between, 2014 and 2018.
Okay, that's specific, verifiable, dated.
Exactly. Durham can't sign that. Plymouth can't sign that. That specific fact is their unique position.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, and before we get to the solutions, you mentioned an AI tip.
Oh, yeah. A quick, actionable takeaway. Dry suggests for auditing your own stuff if you think your copy might be a bit bloated.
Which it probably is.
Possibly. Copy and paste your homepage text or whatever into ChatGPT and just ask it. Highlight every abstract verb, noun, adjective, adverb, and cliché.
Oof. A cold dose of reality.
Pretty much. It forces that self-awareness you need. Because, look, after you run these tests, a lot of people go, okay, my copy's bad.
Right.
And they think the answer is just rewriting the words. But Dry argues, nope, the real work starts way earlier.
Okay, so if it's not just about rewriting, where does the real work actually begin, according to Dry?
It starts with positioning. That's part one of the solution. You absolutely must have something compelling to say first before you write a word.
Right.
He uses the iceberg principle for this. You know, most people just focus on the words, the tip of the iceberg you can see.
The stuff above the water.
Exactly. But all the crucial questions are below the waterline. Who is this actually for? What are you really competing against? Why did you even start this thing?
And if you skip those foundational questions, you end up like that Rob Lay case study he mentioned.
Yeah, the email marketing for everybody, disaster.
Right. You could hire the best writers in the world.
Pulitzer winners.
And they still couldn't sell email marketing for everybody.
Yeah.
Why? Because MailChimp already is email marketing for everybody. There's nothing unique left to say.
The writer's totally helpless if the positioning is just mush.
So positioning really comes down to contrast then, making it clear how you're different. He has a structure for this, right? The competitive matrix.
Yeah, it's basically a simple two-sided chart. Dead simple. Left side, what are you really up against? Be honest. That's the cold tab.
The status quo.
Right. Then right side, why are you the answer? Why are you different? That's the hot tap.
Okay, let's use the Baker's Delight example he gives. It's pretty clear. Left side, competition is
factory-made bread, stuff in plastic bags, sitting on shelves for who knows how long.
Got it. Right side, the hot tap, Baker's Delight's difference is.
They bake it right there, in the bakery, fresh every day, so it tastes better.
And the positioning that comes out of that isn't some fancy slogan. It's just,
we're for real, simple, honest, high conviction. And it automatically positions them against the factory stuff without even needing to mention factories.
okay, let's try applying that to something maybe a bit trickier. The hypothetical Nitro Swim School challenge he sets up.
Right, launching a new swim school in, say, Southampton.
First step, analyze the competition. Left side, what's already out there.
Okay, typically you see busy classes, right? 10, 15 kids maybe. Lots of just supervised play, not intense teaching.
And no clear goals, usually.
Yeah.
Parents don't know what success looks like.
Exactly. So the positioning exercise forces us to define the opposite for our Nitro Swim School. On the right side.
So if they have busy classes.
We offer small classes, maybe only 3 kids max per instructor.
Yeah.
Real focus.
If they do supervised play.
We actually teach swimming, structured lessons, skills.
And if they have fuzzy goals.
We set a clear, measurable outcome, like ditching armbands within 6 weeks, something concrete.
And once you have that clarity, small classes, real teaching, clear goal, suddenly the copywriting gets easier, doesn't it?
Massively easier. You stop trying to be clever or technical. The positioning almost writes itself. Like his example. Others do lessons. We teach swimming.
Bam, clear contrast. Okay, so once you've nailed that positioning, then you worry about the words.
Exactly. Which brings us nicely to part 2 of the solution, saying, it well. Now we know our conviction, our unique spot. How do we actually express it so it cuts through the noise and sticks?
And Dry gives us 3 techniques for this, right? Borrowed from copywriting legends.
Yeah, 3 solid techniques. The first one is super foundational, goes way back to Claude Hopkins in 1926. It's just salesmanship.
Pure, honest communication.
Basically. The test is simple. Ask yourself, would this sentence, this phrase, actually help a real salesperson sell the goods if they were talking to someone face-to-face?
The front door test.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't say it in a normal one-on-one conversation, don't write it in your ad. Good salespeople don't use abstract fluff.
No, they don't just tell, they use specifics. Like if you're selling Starlink Wi-Fi.
You don't say effortless setup and instant connectivity. That's the classic abstract trap.
So what would a salesperson say or do?
They'd probably get the dish out, demonstrate how simple it is.
Yeah.
They'd say the actual instructions pointed at the sky, plug it in, directions work in either order. See? Specific. Believable.
Right, whereas effortless connectivity is just a vague promise. Like the MacBook Air launch.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs didn't just say it's 40 millimeters thin.
Yeah, way. He did the ultimate salesmanship move.
He pulled it out of a standard yellow manila office envelope.
Exactly. Show, don't tell. That physical demo made the abstract dimension totally concrete. Powerful stuff.
Okay, so just salesmanship is technique 1. What's number 2?
Number 2 comes from Richard Forrester, and it's related but crucial. Turn matter of opinion into matter of fact.
Opinion versus fact. Why is that so important?
Because opinion is subjective. It's easy to dismiss. It starts arguments even. Our product is the best. Oh yeah, says who?
Right.
But facts stick. They build undeniable conviction because they're verifiable, or at least feel that way.
Okay, give me an example. This sounds like it could be tricky sometimes. We love praising our own stuff with opinions.
Totally. Think about a car ad, like the M2 Coupe example Dry uses. He points out that most of the lines are just opinion. Style is hard to define. A truly athletic driving experience, forgettable fluff. But the 2 lines that are fact-based, those are the ones that stick. One was, there are 3,389 men at our Wolfsburg factory.
That's such a weirdly specific fact.
Exactly, but it implies meticulous human effort, right? It gives weight to the car in a way finely crafted just can't. The other fact was, it has more legroom up front than you'd get in a limousine.
Again, specific, surprising, memorable, a concrete fact.
You see it in sports reporting too, right? The opinion is, the team aren't clicking. Vague. Frustrating.
Yeah, it means nothing.
But the fact, they completed 682 passes against Slovenia, but only 1 pass went between Kane and Bellingham.
Whoa. That tells the whole story of why they weren't clicking. Concrete detail.
So let's take something simple like fancy dog food, yum woof, he calls it.
Okay.
Instead of the opinion, tasty ingredients or packed with chicken, how do you apply salesmanship and fact?
If you really believe the ingredients are good.
You find a fact-based analogy that forces the point. You say the food contains all ingredients you would eat.
That makes it instantly concrete. You imagine yourself eating it, makes the quality claim visceral.
Precisely. Turns subjective quality into an undeniable, factual feeling statement.
That's really clever. Okay, so salesmanship, facts, not opinions. What's the third technique?
The third one is maybe the most fundamental to really strong communication. It's the search for juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition, contrast.
Yeah, this comes from the legend Eugene Schwartz. He basically taught that all great writing, all understanding comes down to juxtaposition. We only get value because of contrast. We know the hot tap because there's a cold tap.
You need to show the before to appreciate the after.
Exactly. You need to define the status quo, the cold tap, before you present your amazing solution, the hot tap.
And this can work just with words, right? Like contrasting numbers.
Sure, like marketers spend 22,000 hours of their career writing. So maybe spend 2 hours learning to do it well. That 22,000 versus 2 is a stark contrast.
Makes the 2 hours seem like a no-brainer investment.
But it works even better, I think, with bigger ideas, with emotions, especially with statistics, which are usually so boring.
Like success rates. 99.9% satisfied customers.
Yeah, exactly. Take the Ramp corporate card example. Saying 99.9% are satisfied is abstract, it's braggy, it doesn't quite land.
So how do you use juxtaposition there? You need a cold tap.
You introduce the cold tap first. You actually quantify the negative, the tiny number you'd usually hide. This builds trust through radical honesty.
So instead of just saying 99.9% success,
Dry suggests you start with the failure, something like 8. That's how many businesses tried Ramp's corporate card in 2024 and decided, you know what, it wasn't for them.
wow, okay, that's brave, but specific, honest.
Totally. It signals transparency immediately. Then you hit them with the hot tap. 12,059. That's how many businesses tried it and decided it was the perfect fit.
I see. Suddenly that 99.9% isn't just a number, it's a story. It's framed by the tiny failure, which makes the huge success totally believable.
It's incredibly powerful. The honesty of acknowledging the cold tap makes the hot tap undeniable.
Okay, so that wraps up the 3 techniques for saying it well.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us to the end of this deep dive, really. The journey we took was pretty clear, I think.
Yes, step 1. Stop imitating. Stop using abstract fluff. Test your own work with those 3 checks.
Curly quotes, Troy McClure, competitor sign-off.
Right. Step 2. Find your unique position, your conviction. Use that left versus right matrix, the cold tap, fault tap thing.
Nail down what you actually have to say.
And then step 3. Say it well, concretely. Using that straightforward salesmanship, using facts over opinion, and always looking for that powerful juxtaposition.
It really feels like the whole playbook, from start to finish, is about getting rid of one thing. Fear.
Fear. How so?
Fear of being specific. Fear of being truly honest, even about tiny flaws. Fear of having a real conviction that might, put a few people off.
Yeah, that rings true. You try to please everyone, you end up saying nothing.
Exactly. And the source material puts it brilliantly. Big ideas have much less to do with creativity than you think, and much more to do with conviction.
Conviction, that's the key.
So, maybe the final thought for you listening is this. What's the one thing you are truly deeply convicted about when it comes to your product, your service, your idea?
Find that core belief.
Yeah, find that conviction.
Yeah.
Then figure out its opposite, what's the cold tap to your hot tap, and see if you can express that core contrast, that belief, through a single, really strong juxtaposition.
Because that honesty, that clarity that comes from real conviction, that feels like the ultimate shortcut to writing copy that doesn't just sound okay, but actually connects, actually sells.